Hey everyone, let's pick up where we left off with our Affinity lessons. In this session, we're going to get to know Affinity's interface. How can we customize it for ourselves? What parts can we add or remove? What does each section do? I hope this lesson is especially helpful for those of you just starting out and really for all of us. Let's start from the top, then work our way down. At the end, we check out the drop down menus up top and wrap up the lesson. At the very top, next to the Affinity logo, you see vector, pixel, layout. Here you can see the Canva AI section. The vector part is where we do vector work, similar to what we are used to in Adobe Illustrator. The pixel part is for photo editing and designing. The layout section is mostly for print publishing. The Canva AI part is where the AI integrations are. See these three dots next to it? When I click there, some options show up that aren't visible here but can be activated, like slice and retouching. There are parts like color grading, typography, and compositing. What do these actually do? Let's take a quick look if you want. Retouching is actually a profession, guys. There are people who do this as a job. For example, if you had a photo taken, say a model had a shoot retouching, would involve removing blemishes on their face, adjusting colors, slimming them down if needed, stuff like that. Color grading is more about photo editing overall. It helps fix color issues throughout the whole picture section. These are in Photoshop. You could say these correspond to the camera filter. In Photoshop, we can open them up and see what they do. Maybe we'll use and show them in future lessons. For now, I'm leaving these 4 basic items open. Also, when you click on Create Studio, you can create a new studio for yourself. For example, I'll type Orhan Studio here. Later, I can come back and choose what I want to use it for and pick my interface, vector or pixel. After selecting these, I can customize it. I said vector, then I came back and changed the image. I turned it purple. You can also add an icon at the bottom. I really like this space icon here. After that, when you hit create, you basically set up your own studio. For now, I'll just close this part, guys. Moving past this, there are 2 options right next to it. The first one looks like a puzzle. That's pixel view mode, and the other is vector view mode. What does that mean? Well, since this program can handle both vector and pixel-based work, when you drop a link here, you can either see it in pixel form to check how it will look in the output, or you can view it as a vector version if you want. This is a handy option for us. Moving to the side, there's the Boolean operation section with arrange, transform, element, insertion, and snapping parts. If you right click on these and choose icon only, you'll just see the icons. But for those still getting used to it, if you pick icon and text, you'll see what each one does labeled underneath. What Boolean operations do, does it work? I don't want to explain this in class, but let me show you a quick example. Let's say you drew 2 objects and copied them here. I'll change the color so you can see. Then you select both. When you click this, the 2 objects merge. If you click the one next to it, it cuts that part out. It either keeps the overlapping part, removes it, or splits it into separate pieces. It's useful like that. The arrange part lets you set the order in the layer panel, like bring to back, bring to front, send back 1 step, bring forward 1 step. When you click on transform, there are ready-made quick transform tools here, like rotate right, rotate left, flip vertical, flip horizontal, so you can quickly transform things. It's nice that they added this in the alignment section. You can do alignments. We'll cover the insertion part in a separate lesson, but here you can decide if something you add should come to the front, go to the back, go on top, or go inside, things like that. you can adjust it. When we get to the snapping part, it basically means sticking or snapping. There are some settings for that, like alignment options. You can leave it at the default. It's already set up pretty well, but you can click there and try it out yourself. So like when you come here, it aligns things, like it just aligned now. You can adjust the degrees for that. When things get close to each other, they snap together. You can set how strongly they snap. You make those adjustments here, but it works pretty well on its own anyway. That's enough. When we get to the export section, they've made a really nice export system. Anyone who's used Adobe programs knows that when you press Ctrl+S or Ctrl+Alt+S, the usual export panel pops up. But here, adding a quick export option is pretty efficient. You can add your most used output types right there. For example, since I use JPEG, PNG, SVG, and PDF the most, I added those. If you hit the plus button next to it, you can add file types. You export frequently, like I'm giving it to you. It could be a PS file, an EPS, or an SVG. You can select and activate any of these. We'll get to the export settings later. For now, I just wanted to touch on this part and show you how to do the export. Of course, you can also save using the Ctrl+S shortcut. When you go to the help section, there's an AI assistant built into the software. You can ask your questions there. I think we've covered the top part completely. After checking out the very top, let's move right below it. I'm coming, as you can see here, there's a context bar. The context bar shows options related to the tool we've selected right up at the top. What does that mean? For example, the move tool is selected right now, so the move tools settings show up. Let's say I scroll down and pick another tool. Its settings will appear there too. Basically, whatever I select, its settings pop up in this area. This part is really important for us. Also, instead of sticking it to the top, for those used to working on a canvas or something different, for those who like a flexible working style, let me show you how to get out there like a dynamic island. You've come to the view section. If you turn off the texture from the context toolbar, you can open it as a separate panel, which is actually how I prefer to use it. After you get that part, I move over to the left side. This is the tools section, basically. Our hands, arms, legs, screwdrivers, screws, everything, guys. When we're designing, we use this part completely. I'll go through what each of these tools does one by one. I'm not going to show everything. I'll just quickly mention that this is the tools menu and how we can customize it a bit and use it. First off, I don't like using it in a single row like this. When I scroll down and click the three dots, a panel pops up. From this panel, I go to the number of columns section and change it to 2 because I like the 2-column view. If you want more, like 7 or 8 columns, you can do that too. They'll show up side by side. But I'm using 2 columns. I picked 2. And while I'm here, from this panel, I can customize my toolbar. So there are some things that are either on or off here. I can add them. For example, what's currently added is shown here, but they're grayed out. You can grab the stuff that's not added yet and just drag and drop it to use. Also, there's a separator here, like a line you can put between items. If you want to add a divider, just drag this line where you want it and it'll go in. This makes using the toolbar more practical, you know? Alright, let's close this part now. And this part is still related to the toolbar section. If you go to the view section and open subtools from the tools menu, it shows the subtools under every tool you click on. For example, if you click on the shapes tool and then shapes, it opens up all the shapes. If this wasn't open, you'd click here and just see it like that. But having it open like this makes it way easier to use, in my opinion. You can turn this on if you want. After that, I'm moving over to the right side. We have a panel here that you can fully customize. Right now it's set to default. Too many things open. I don't like this. I'm gonna close it. Let me grab it and pull it. Closed it. I don't need this one either. I'm pulling this one and closing it. Didn't pull it right. There. What do I need? I need the layers panel. I went to the Windows menu, then to the text section. I need the character panel. I grab it and drop it here. The character panel open. I can open whatever I want again from the Windows menu and add it here. What can I do from the right side? I can see the layers panel. I can adjust my effects from the adjustment section. I can view and edit all the effects and animations I've added. I can quickly edit the texts I've added from the character section. And if you used the program before, you can open, add, remove, and edit all the panels you used. I'm just giving a quick overview now, but we'll take a closer look to see what it promises and what we can do with it. Before finishing the lesson, I'm heading to the top and checking out the drop-down menus. I'll quickly explain what they do. There's a lot, I won't go into detail. When I click on the Affinity tab, I can see some info about the program, and when I go into the settings, I can adjust all the configurations. What kind of settings can you change here? Well, there are language settings, font settings, and you can set up shortcuts too. You can check those out. The file section is about creating files, like making a new file, opening a file from outside, or exporting your work. You can see the sections here. When you go to the edit part, you can make changes related to the object you selected, like paste, cut, copy, delete. The shortcuts we usually use are also shown here in writing. When you go to document settings, you'll find options like page setup. This basically relates to our canvas area. So say you choose to rotate 90 degrees, you've turned the project vertical, then you click again and turn it back to horizontal or rotate it to the right. Just rotate it, then go to the setup settings and open document setups. Let's say you created it in RGB, converted it to CMYK, or entered the pixel size too small and then enlarged it, or started big and made it smaller. Basically, you can adjust the settings of the document you opened here. As for the text part, I don't think it needs much explanation. You can see everything you can do with text. And from the vector and pixel sections, you can check out the filters and options for each part, the vector section and the pixel section. You can see it. When we get to the layer section, we can view all the shortcuts for this layer tab in full here. Also, in the view menu, you'll find options related to how things look like, zooming in and out, adjusting modes, and setting up various tools. The visibility settings are all here too. The Windows menu is really important for us. It's where you open, close, delete, or add all the materials we use in the interface. You can find answers to your questions in every part of it. You can find the answers, guys. We basically went over the interface, what are the drop-down menus for, what does the top section do, what's the context bar for, how do you customize the tools, how do you add or remove them, how do you rearrange them. We showed all that. Then we talked about what you can add or remove from the right panel. What can you do from there? We covered that too. There's just one thing we didn't mention yet. We did all this in vector mode. When we switch to pixel mode, the tools change, guys. When we get to the layout part, the tools are changing again. Why are the tools changing? When you're doing a vector drawing, the tools you use are different. There are some common tools too, by the way. It's different when you're in the pixel section and different in the layout section. But overall, the basic logic of the interface is exactly the same, guys. let's wrap up the lesson here. See you in the next one.